Hi, I'm Adriana, Account Coordinator at Antidote 71. Today, we'll be overviewing the basics of HubSpot Workflows. Let's get started with how to create a workflow. In your HubSpot account, navigate to Automations and click on Workflows. Here, you can choose to create a new workflow from scratch or from a template. To create a new workflow from scratch, in the upper right, click Create Workflow and From Scratch. To create a new workflow from a template, follow the same steps but click on From Template. Let's dive into creating a workflow from scratch. In the left panel, select your workflow object. This determines what type of records can be enrolled in the workflow. You can choose from contacts, companies, deals, and more. After selecting your object, click Next in the top. To give your workflow a name and add a description, click the Edit Pencil icon. You can also use HubSpot Artificial Intelligence to generate a description for your workflow by clicking on Generate. When you're done, click Save. Okay, now let's talk about creating a workflow using a template. From the templates library, search for a template that matches your workflow goals. To filter templates by function or objective, in the left sidebar, select a category. To search for a specific template, in the top right, enter a search keyword. Once you've selected your template, click Use Template. In the workflow editor, the template will be displayed with placeholder actions. You can edit, add, and remove actions in the editor to customize your workflow to your needs. Up next, enrollment triggers. Enrollment triggers are a set of criteria that automatically enroll records in the workflow. Enrollment triggers can be filter-based, event-based, or based on a schedule. If you want to enroll records manually only, leave the enrollment trigger box blank. In the workflow editor, click Set Up Triggers. In the left panel, you'll want to choose between when an event occurs, when filter criteria is met, or based on a schedule, depending on the workflow you're trying to set up. In the left panel, select a filter type for your enrollment trigger and click Save. You can add more enrollment triggers if needed, but make sure to click Save when you're done. By default, records will only enroll in a workflow the first time they meet the enrollment triggers. To enable re-enrollment, in the left panel, click the Re-enrollment tab. Click to toggle the re-enrollment switch on, then select the triggers that you want to use for re-enrollment. Once your enrollment trigger is set up, you'll want to add the actions that follow to complete your workflow. You can use AI assistants to generate actions for a workflow or manually select and add actions. To manually add actions, click the plus icon. In the left panel, select an action. You have many different actions to choose from, so take your time finding what you need and becoming comfortable with workflow actions. After setting up the details of the action, click Save. Click the plus icon to add more workflow actions. After adding an action, you can clone or move it to streamline the workflow building process. Please note, the actions available to you depend on your subscription. Logged actions require an account upgrade to use. After setting up all your actions, you should now be ready to turn on your workflow and begin automating. In the upper right corner, click Review and Publish. Choose to enroll records that currently meet the enrollment triggers or only enroll records that meet the triggers in the future. To only enroll records that meet the enrollment triggers after the workflow is turned on, select No. Only enroll records which meet the trigger criteria after turning the workflow on. To enroll existing records that currently meet the enrollment trigger, select Yes. Enroll existing records which meet the trigger criteria as of now. Review the rest of your workflow settings, including connections and unenrollment, then click Turn On. In the dialog box, click Yes, Turn On. After you turn your workflow on, you can view the workflow history to monitor the records that are enrolled. And that's it. You now have a basic overview of HubSpot Workflows and can begin creating your own. If you liked this video and learned something from it, be sure to like, subscribe, and visit our website to access more free resources on HubSpot tips and tricks. See you next time.